What's up, kings and queens? It's your boy Dan from Daft Previews. I don't have any bets down right now. I did make a short list of people to look into first thing in the morning. I do want to wait for these lineups to be confirmed, injury reports to be finalized before I start putting my money down. But I'll be taking you through all those insights to hopefully give you a winning edge when you do happen to make your bets. Now, if that sounds interesting, let's go.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to you live from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice and the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.
So no recap to give you because I didn't put out a video yesterday. In terms of VIP, it's going well. 45 units up in April, over 300 units profit this NBA season. I've got nothing to complain about. If you're interested in trying it out, I'll leave links for all of it down below in the video description. Let's jump into Props Madness. So jumping into Props Madness, the best tool you're going to find if you like betting on NBA player props, you get a 7-day free trial, 25% off when you use the code DAFT when you sign up. So go ahead and check out Props Madness. It's going to be essential when it comes time to the playoffs. Now let's talk about these games. We've got the Cavs versus the Pacers up first. Cavs pretty much resting everybody. It's not a game that they need to win. For the Pacers, not really a game that they need to win either. They're sitting pretty in fourth. They can't catch the Knicks in the third spot. Well, they can, but I highly doubt they do. And the Bucks, I highly doubt they catch the Pacers. So question marks on whether the Pacers need to run everybody so hard either. I'll wait close to this game. There's probably some value with some bench players. For now, no insights I can give you. Next one, we've got the New York Knicks versus Detroit Pistons. Now, this is an interesting one. We've got some great matchups, some very easy and straightforward matchups in this one. Great players, but I have some question marks on whether they need to go hard or not. But let's talk about it. The first one here is Jalen Brunson. So where is Jalen Brunson? I was looking at his points prop, over 25.5 points. I'll probably look at this close to the game. If the line moves, so be it, but I'm not sure if it will. So he's projected to play 35 minutes in this game. No OG, no Josh Hart in this game. I think it's a back-to-back set, so they're playing again tomorrow. But pretty much Jalen Brunson has a fantastic matchup here. The Detroit Pistons, they give up a ton of points to pick and roll ball handlers, and they give up a lot of free throws. The second most of both of those, and that's how Brunson scores half of his points. 8 out of 11 similar types of players have had a ton of success against the Pistons. Jalen Duren in a whole lot of drop coverage. You can just imagine if Jalen Brunson had all the room in the world to take mid-range jumpers, he's going to eat. So he's got a fantastic matchup, and you can see it in the games that they've played this season. Played the Pistons 3 times this year, averaging 32.7 points per game, exceeding 30 points in every single game against the Pistons. The main risk in this is that the Knicks are sitting pretty safe. 2 games ahead of the Pacers. There's only 3 games left in the season. I don't know about Coach Tibbs. I know he doesn't play his bench much, but this might be the game to play his bench a little bit more. Not the most important one, I would say, but yeah, I'll make a call on that closer into the morning because like the line's only at 25.5. Like it seems a bit sus. That's all I'm saying. Like he's got an excellent matchup. He's killed the Pistons, and there's no OG, and there's no Josh Hart, and the line's only at 25.5. I don't know. It seems suspicious to me. It's too good to be true. I'll wait to see how this line moves tomorrow. The other person I was looking at, Cade Cunningham, very much for the same reasons. He's got a fantastic matchup. The Knicks give up the most points to pick and roll ball handlers, and that's how Cade Cunningham scores a majority of his points. He's had pretty good games against the Knicks this season. He's over in 2 out of 3, averaging 29 points per game against them. The Pistons, though, yeah, they're pretty much locked into 6. Like, I doubt they catch the Bucks, and the Magic are not going to catch the Pistons. So it's like, how hard do the Pistons really need to go today, right? But 26.5, I think that's a fair line, though. If this game was played 2 weeks ago, then, yeah, jump all over it. Makes sense Cade Cunningham goes over. I'm not sure how well I can trust it at this point in the season when you could argue that, do they really have something to play for in this game? So question marks around that. I'm going to wait for projections so we know how many minutes Cade could potentially play, but we'll see. But Cade Cunningham does have a fantastic matchup. I will call that out. The other person is Mikal Bridges for the same reason. His line's at 16.5 points. No OG. He averages 18 points a game. Josh Hart, I think he averages like 13 or 14 points per game. Tibbs doesn't trust his bench. Mikal Bridges' line's only at 16.5. And it's not like he struggled against the Pistons either. Check this out. 3 games against the Pistons this season, averaging 20 points per game. So Similar with the Jalen Brunson line, something doesn't seem right here. But yeah, it looks good. I'm just going to wait to see how how things look in the morning. 12 out of 15 similar types of players have absolutely killed the Pistons. So yeah, Mikal Bridges is a very interesting spot, but I don't know. These lines feel a little bit low to me, if you ask me. So we shall see where I land on that one. Then we have the Atlanta Hawks versus the Nets, and this is an interesting one. The Nets obviously don't have too much to play for right now. The Hawks are in a must-win situation. They're currently tied with the Bulls. They're destined to be in the play-in, but they need to win this game to secure home court in that first game in the play-in tournament. So, what did I have? Trae Young. Looking at Trae Young, I liked his points, and I also liked his assists. So I think points plus assists would be a good look. Been performing quite well. In terms of matchups, though, right? The Brooklyn Nets allow the fewest points to pick and roll ball handlers in the league. Trae Young scores 38% of his points this way. But what's interesting is Trae Young has absolutely killed the Brooklyn Nets this season, even in points alone. He's averaging 29 points per game against them. His line's at 25, and you can get that for plus money. Well, actually, it's at 23.5. So his line's quite low. The matchup is difficult, but Trae Young has faced difficult matchups and said, I don't give a shit. I'm going to score anyway. So he's covered his points line and he's covered his assist line in both games against the Brooklyn Nets. I like his points plus assists here. And in terms of motivation, this is a must-win game for the Hawks. So I don't mind that. I like the look of Trae Young there. The other person I like the look of is Onyeka Okongwu to score more than 16.5 points. So his last two games have been fantastic. He's playing big minutes. Clint Capella, he's still out. Larry Nance is still out. So, yeah, he should continue to see big minutes in a very important game. And he's got a good matchup here against the Brooklyn Nets, who have been getting feasted on by centers. 11 out of the last 15 centers have covered their points line against Brooklyn. The bottom 10 in terms of points allowed in the restricted area. So I like Okongwu. He's had success against the Brooklyn Nets this year. 24.5 points he's averaging in the two games. So Okongwu, Trae Young, I do like them to lead this Atlanta offense. The next one I'm looking at is Reese Beekman, and I'm looking at his assists. Now, the line's at 4.5 right now, and Reese Beekman's one of those guys who just started seeing more minutes purely for his development, and it makes sense. So he's projected to play like 30 minutes right now. So I'll wait till the morning to see what this looks like. And in big minutes, he's had 5 assists in one game against the Raptors, 10 assists against the Pels, up against the Hawks, who do allow the 7th most assists in the league. If he's going to play the big minutes and he's going to be the point guard in this team, it's hard to think that he doesn't, right? So that's one that I'm thinking about. Haven't bet on him before, so we'll see. I'll probably watch a little bit of tape and see what happens. So I had to pause the recording. This guy's been crying. Hard to put him back to sleep, so I thought, fuck it. You're coming on camera with me then. You want to stay awake? Watch me work. So where was I? Reese Beekman. I'm considering betting on him. Not sure whether I will, but if he's going to see a lot of minutes, yeah, I don't mind his chances to get 5 assists in this one. And that's all I have for that game. We then have the Pelicans versus the Milwaukee Bucks. A couple of things stand out to me here. First one is just Giannis on his assists. 7.5 is a crazy line, but Giannis has had 10 plus assists in 4 consecutive games now. Obviously, the biggest risk in this is the blowout. It's a 15.5 point spread. The matchup is perfect. Soft ass matchup, right? But I think Giannis's big assist potential in this game, if the Pelicans can hang with them. Now, the Pelicans have been hanging with teams a little bit lately, and the Bucks haven't really been blowing out teams when they should be. So there's also a lot of injuries for the Pelicans right now, a lot of game time decisions to wait on. But if a lot of those guys happen to play, I think the Pels can still potentially cover the line here. And if they do, Giannis is still going to have to log 35 plus minutes. And if he does, I actually like his chances to get some assists here. The odds for it are excellent, 7.5. You're getting that for plus money as well. But yeah, blowout is the risk. And at the same time, the risk here is that the Bucks, they're sitting pretty safe in the 5th spot in the East. They can't really drop down. They're not going to move up. So why Giannis is playing with a bad knee, it's beyond me. I don't know. Doc Rivers sorted out. But the other person I'm thinking about is Brook Lopez, 12.5 points. It's a relatively low line. I know Bobby Portis is back, but Brook's got a fantastic matchup here against the Pels. They don't have size to handle him down low. They give up a lot of threes. He's going to have some open looks because Giannis is going to be attacking the paint. It does make a lot of sense for Brook Lopez, but I'm going to wait to see what the minutes projections look like. I know that Bobby's back and stuff, so something I'll look at in the morning. No looks on the Pelicans, but this last game, the Wolves and the Grizzlies, going to be a great one because out of all the games in the slate, these are two teams that actually give a shit. That logjam in the West right now is crazy. Both teams are going to really want this win. So I've got, 4 different players that I'm looking at here. The first one I'm looking at is Zach Edey, looking at his rebounds. Had a lot of success betting on Zach Edey rebounds lately. And yeah, he's got an okay matchup here against Minnesota. I get that there's Rudy Gobert down there, who's an okay rebounder. But at the same time, Rudy's not going to pull Zach away from the basket. So Zach been playing heavy minutes. If he continues to see these types of minutes, I like his chances to get rebounds here. Like, regardless of the matchup, Zach Edey is going to be the biggest guy on the court 99% of the time. So I do like his chances to get some rebounds. He's played the Wolves twice this season, 9 and 7. So he's averaging 8 rebounds per game. But you have to keep in mind, he only played an average of 19.5 minutes in those games. These days, Zach Edey's getting close to 30 minutes a game. So if you break down his rebounds per minute, multiply that by 28 minutes, you're going to get higher than whatever this line is. And it's just moved to 11.5. Crazy. This was at 10.5 when I looked at it earlier. So there's probably some people out there who have the same idea as me. But yeah, I think Zach Edey can have a strong rebounding game against Rudy Gobert. The other players I was looking at, Anthony Edwards, his points line, 28.5. So this moved up as well since I took some notes. But Anthony Edwards should be a close game, 1-point spread, high game total. We'll see a lot of minutes. Has a good opportunity to score some points here. The Grizzlies get murdered in the pick and roll. They give up free throws. They give up points in transition. They give up points above the break. That's pretty much Anthony Edwards. So, but what's weird is only 3 out of 12 similar types of players have covered their points line. Anthony Edwards, I find him a little bit difficult to bet on. He's somewhat unreliable at times. So, yeah, I might not bet on him, but I don't know. I'm considering it. The other two are Dante DiVincenzo. He's the first one, 12.5 points. Good matchup for him to score. The Grizzlies give up points to spot-up shooters, in transition, pick-and-roll ball handlers, off-screen, free throws. Pretty much everywhere that Dante DiVincenzo likes to score, the Grizzlies are going to give it to him. He also scored 27 points against the Grizzlies earlier this season. But keeping in mind, he did play 36 minutes in that game. He'll probably play 25 to 30 in this one, but great matchup nonetheless. And the other person is Naz Reid. His line's also at 12.5. He also has a fantastic matchup for everything that he likes to do. 11 out of the last 12 similar types of players have covered their points prop against the Grizzlies. And Naz Reid has given it to the Grizzlies this season. In 2 games, he's averaging 24 points per game. And in those games, Julius Randle played, Anthony Edwards played, Rudy Gobert played. So a lot of the core Minnesota Timberwolves played in these games. And Naz Reid still cooked them. So I think Naz Reid is a really interesting look too. So the problem here is when you've got so many different spot-up shooters, sometimes you got to think about which one's going to cash. Naz Reid, been somewhat inconsistent as of late. Dante, somewhat inconsistent as of late. And that makes sense. They come off the bench. So they all have good matchups though. And I'll dive into that a little bit deeper in the morning once the projections and stuff come out and I have more things to work with. But I think this is going to be the best game to watch on the day. You don't have to question anyone's motivation in this one. So I think that'll be a good one there. And there's quite a few looks. But that's a wrap on the insights. That's all I've got for you, gang. We've got a small slate. I do wish you guys the best of luck. I encourage you not to put your bets down so early. These injury reports are going to be doing some weird things over the next couple of days. So just take it easy, gamble responsibly, have a good time, be thorough with your research. And if you lose, just go back and figure out why. I promise you it'll make a massive difference to your betting game. But I wish you the best. Hope you green out. I hope we all do. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to your line from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice and the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.